Rung 5 is Pratyahara. Pratyahara comes after the yamas, the niyamas, and after having a steady, stable posture. And remember, we talked about that. We talked about loosening of effort and expanding the awareness internally, trying to allow it to expand to the infinite. Then we talked about pranayama, which has inhalation, exhalation, and the transition. And then what we're trying to find is the fourth pranayama, which is the prana itself, which is, in the metaphor, like sitting in the stillness of the ocean at the bottom of the ocean while the waves are going, rising and falling on the surface. Now comes Pratyahara, and I hope you recall that in that pranayama, the point was made that this prepares you actually for rung number 6, which is about concentration. And so sitting in the middle between the pranayama and the concentration practice is Pratyahara. Pratyahara means withdrawal of the senses. The senses means the 5 cognitive senses, which are known in yogic language as jnanendriyas. And they are smelling, tasting, seeing, touching, and hearing. And the 5 karmendriyas are of what we in our common language know is as sensory motor mind. We do actions out there. Jnanendriyas are about data coming in to me, and karmendriyas are about expressions going outward. And pratyahara means the suspension of those. Here's the easiest way I know to give you some idea of what pratyahara means in the way in which we all do this every day. When you lay down at bed at night to go to sleep, what happens to your abilities to see and smell and taste and touch and hear? They switch off, don't they? What happens to your muscle movement? You know, you may roll around in bed a few times, but once you finally fall asleep, those suspend. So all of our sensation and our motor skills and our expressions externally withdraw. That's the simple spirit of Pratyahara. The difference is we're not falling asleep, we're staying awake. We're sitting for meditation. We're doing the 8 rungs of Ashtanga Yoga. We're following those 8 rungs. When we have succeeded in the prana part, the pranayama part, then we're ready now to go into the concentration, meditation, samadhi themselves. And what happens with those senses? They automatically sort of switch off and turn inward in a similar way to when you fall asleep, except here you're not falling asleep. And this alone, pratyahara, it alone can seem to be deep, deep meditation. Note once again, I made the same comment about asana. When you have some degree of success with a sitting posture and loosening effort and the expansion internal, when you experience that, it can seem like, oh, well, this must be meditation, this must be samadhi. Well, the depth of meditation and samadhi that we're talking about here in traditional Ashtanga Yoga is extremely deep. And so there are steps along the way that if we don't understand the outline, we can think, oh, I'm there, I have finished the journey. And this is one of the things that can happen with Pratyahara. When you have the experience, the simple experience of, simple but not easy, when you have the simple experience of awareness that is without objects, that is without using the senses, it is profound. It is a tremendous, tremendous experience. It's not the end of the journey yet. It's not even concentration or meditation or samadhi. And it's not about the ultimate goal that it's leading to, that union called yoga, which is beyond even that. But it's a tremendous experience and that it occurs naturally when we have the posture right and we have attained awareness of the 4th pranayama. Then the senses automatically withdraw, and we move then into the depth of being able to concentrate the mind and then gradually move beyond all of the aspects of the mind and discover that drashtu that we talked about earlier. The Nirodha was The Nirodha was the setting aside process, and then the Drastu, the seer, rests in its own true nature. And so Pratyahara is a part of this that comes by doing the pranayama, and then the mind becoming concentrated on one pointed inward, which is called concentration, which is dharana, rung 6. And sandwiched right in the middle is Pratyahara, that all of these indriyas, all of the senses, so to speak, switch off or turn inward. Pratyahara.